One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, hello, internet world. Norma Joe again. Alright, so, it's like 10 minutes past midnight. Perfect. Anyways, the Ramen Party story. Ugh. So happy I found this. I thought it was lost. I thought it was a lost story. But this is like one of the first, like, full length comedies, parodies, fan fictions that I finished. And that would start me on a journey to doing so much more. But it was so much fun, and just, the days of youth. I don't even know where to start with this shit. Okay, basically, I don't want to go on and on forever with some big complex intro, but I feel like I have to say something, because it will just be so fucking jarring if I just jump right into it. So basically, do you remember a shitty fucking show by the name of My So-Called Life? I remember that show. It was on the same channel as Degrassi. My sister used to watch all that fucking shit. But you know what's really funny is that, honestly, I think My So-Called Life only even had like one season. I don't think it's very many episodes. If I wanted to, I could probably burn through the whole thing, like, no problem. But I don't feel that motivated to watch it because, like, it looks like it sucks. But I've seen like 2.5 episodes or something like that. Actually, maybe like more like 1.5. All I know is that there was this one Halloween episode where the parents put on these costumes, and the costumes were kind of like possessed or something, to where when they put them on, they got like super horny, and they would just like want to have sex while the kids were like out partying or whatever. That was pretty funny. And then there was some shit with, like, I think there was a haunted ladder at the school where they said some girl something fell off and died, or I can't remember if it was a girl or a boy, it doesn't matter. Some kid fell off the ladder and died, and then Angela was walking slowly towards the ladder. And then I remember this quote from Jordan where he was like, "What if something did happen and you missed it?" So basically just talking about FOMO before FOMO was called such a thing. And yeah, I mean, the only reason to watch the show is to look at Jared Leto when he was like 20 years old or something. That's the only fucking reason for that show, because it looks fucking horrible. But, oh, I do remember this other episode where, what's her face? The friend. What was her name? It's gonna be right here. Rayanne. She was supposedly an alcoholic. I always question whether, when people try to say, "Oh yeah, I was an alcoholic when I was a teenager," like, I guess it can happen. It's possible, but I'm always just like, I don't know, like, to me, you gotta be a little older than a teenager to be a real alcoholic. I'm not saying it can't happen, okay? But it's just like, anyway, yeah, there was one where she was like playing around with because I think she was at Angela's house or somebody's house, and she like found a pair of handcuffs. This was really funny. She found a pair of handcuffs, and she was like role playing, but with herself, like how she thought the parents were like kinky, and she was like, "Dinner is not tasty enough," and she's like saying how the wife was like spanking the husband or something, and like handcuffing him to the bed. But then she handcuffed herself to the bed, and then she didn't have a key to get out, so she was like stuck there. And then she said to the younger girl, like, "Go in the kitchen and bring me any drink that's brown," or some shit like that. That's what she said. So I guess she doesn't appreciate vodka or gin or any clear liquor. She likes the brown whiskeys like I do. Anyways, uh, okay. So, My So-Called Life, you have Jordan, right? And then, over here, you have another horrible teenage thing, which, remember back in the early 2000s when, it was like the Japanese invasion and manga and anime was so fucking popular. I know amongst certain people, that popularity has never stopped. but it just seemed like 2003, about that time, it was like really fucking in, you know? And my best friend back then, she was like really into it. So then she had a bunch of collections of these like books and stuff, and she would read like the whole fucking series and shit. And anyways, she gave me this set of books that was Mars. I think it was like 10 or 12 books or something. And I read through the whole fucking thing because back then I had this thing about reading stories and books where I felt like I had to read it all the way to the end. And I would just like force myself to finish it even if I hated it, because I felt like I have to know how it ends, you know. And so she gave me this series of books, Mars, and I read through the entire fucking thing, and I fucking hated it. I fucking hated it. The only thing I liked was taking the characters and parodying them. Like, I took all the characters out of Mars, and I was, like, applying them to, like, Romeo and Juliet, because we were reading that at the time in school. And that was 9th grade, so that was, like, a year later. But anyways, Mars, I fucking hated it. I fucking hated every second of that. Talk about the most tropiest fucking stereotypical fucking cliche-ass motherfucking teen drama you can ever imagine. Like, oh my god. Fuck that series of books. It was nice of my friend to give them to me. But the books themselves, fuck those fucking books. Like, So, anyways, then you have Ray over here, right? Ray is the main male character slash the, you know, the male half of the heterosexual couple in Mars, right? And basically, despite the fact of Jordan being played by an actual human and Ray being a fucking anime drawing, they had a resemblance to each other, and I swear to God, I'm not making this shit up. Like, you can call me crazy or whatever, but I really, really felt like they resembled one another. Like, I don't know, and then, so anyways, whatever. So, basically the joke was that they were doppelgangers, because the only difference between them was Jordan had brown hair and Ray has blonde hair. But I swear to God, they look like so much, like, I don't know how a real live human can look like so much like a cartoon, but it happened somehow, and anyways, that's the basis of this. That's all I really need to say. Yeah, okay, let's get started. 8 minutes in, holy shit. I can never say anything concisely. Alright. Cascino and Catalano, A Tale of Friendship, ... and doppelgangers. Yeah, Cascino, if you don't know, if you're really not in the know, if you're a Zoomer or something like that, just accidentally came here and stayed for the first 8 minutes, I don't know what the fuck your situation is. Cascino is Ray's last name. Catalano is Jordan's last name, because apparently Jordan is Catalan. I guess. Where was I? Alright. The movie starts off as a oh my god, I just can't wait to see what kind of fucked up jokes are gonna be in here. Because this is like I said, 2004, 2005, 2006, that's when this was being written. And by this point in our country, that's kind of a different world. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we didn't even have smartphones back then. No, it's not. Obviously, it's not a huge difference, but the culture has changed a lot. So, let's see what we got here. I'm sure there will be, like, horrific faux pas, but such is my life. Okay, the movie starts off as blank black, but we hear Jordan talking voiceover. Jordan. In my 17 years, I met a lot of guys. Oh, a lot of is misspelled, so that's just like, sets the whole tone. There was a bunch of words when I was younger that I would misspell over and over because I just felt like that's how they should be spelled. Even after I learned the right way, I'd be like, oh, fuck it. And, like, I remember pretty, I would always spell pretty with an I instead of an E, because I'm like, you say the word pretty, it's not pretty, you know? Anyways, okay, but there was one. In my 17 years, I met a lot of guys, but there was one. Oh man, let me tell you about him. His name was Ray Cascino, and to me, that name sounds like licking honey off a dot 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 spoon. I guess. Oh, and the thing about Jordan is, even though I didn't watch a lot of the show, I remember he had a weird way of talking. Like, and I'm not doing his voice because I kind of can't even remember it. But you know how like Captain Kirk has like his like famous certain way of talking that everyone like parodies and shit. Like Jordan kind of had like his own version of that. Like he talked with just an odd cadence. That's what I remember. And like anyways, I don't know. I'd have to watch it again. I guess the whole deal between us was kind of like that. First it's sweet, fun, a little bit weird, but after a while you get so sick of it you want to puke. This is like typical teen drama like monologuing right here. Like I feel like I don't know. This is like the romance style of writing, I think. Well, okay. Let me take you back. All the way back to the beginning. Oh my god. School bell rings. Angela and Rayanne are running in fast motion down the street. There's some pumping rock music from a boombox that Rayanne has on her shoulder. And Angela has a huge armful of flyers. They run up to a school and she starts pasting the flyers uh, up all over the building. The welcome sign in front of the school says International Japanese High School. Then cut to the girls doing the same thing in the halls of a different school, where a big poster on the wall says Show Your Spirit, International German High. And then in a football field, where a sign says International Brazilian High School Pride. Angela stands up, satisfied, and dusts her hands off after setting the last of the flyers down on the grass. Zoom out to a bird's eye view of the football field, where the arranged flyers spell out Ramen Party this Friday night. Soundtrack. History repeats itself. Try and you'll succeed. Never doubt that you're the one, and you can have your dreams. You're the best around. Nothing's ever. Oh, this song. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. Yeah. Nowadays that song is fucking played out. Like I'm so sick of hearing that fucking song. But I guess back when I wrote this, it wasn't that played out yet. Angela and Rayanne high five. Cut off the music and cut to the two of them lazily hanging around outside their own high school. Oh, you know what the other thing that's interesting about this is probably not the original version because, like I said, on my computer, the last edit date, it said, because this is typed, you know, this is typed up, and the last edit date said 2011. So I know for a fact that I took the original story that I had wrote in those notebooks as a teenager and like edited it somehow. I don't know how, but like I know in some ways it must have been edited. So too bad the original form is lost forever, but I'm sure the edits were minor, you know, just this and that here and there, you know, a couple jokes swapped or something. Not like the story, the structure of the story, it will still be the same. So anyway, but some of the songs might be changed, so I don't know. Okay, cut off the music and cut to the two of them lazily hanging around outside their own high school. Angela is swirling her hair around one finger. Angela, you think anyone is really gonna come to my party? Rayanne. Oh, Rayanne. I don't know why I said it like that. Rayanne. Girl, they got to. They be missing out hell. Why is Rayanne talking? Did she talk like this in the show? I don't think so. They be missing out hella if they don't come. But whatever. Then we can just eat all that ramen ourselves. Oh god, the headache. This is back in, like, wasn't it great to be a teenager and not give a fuck, like, how horrible the food was that you were eating? Just consume whatever you want, even if it's, like, you're eating, like, 300% of, like, 400% your daily sodium, like, whatever you're like having like way more salt and sugar than any human being should ever have in one sitting, but you still feel great, no headaches, no stomach aches, no nothing. Oh, what a great life, you know. Um, where was I? Angela. Haha, I guess. But I hope a lot of people come. With a little bit of luck, it'll be the biggest international ramen party this city has ever seen. We'll be legends. Dreamy sigh. Why does our city have so many international high schools anyway? Um, Ran shrugs. Well, this is a very unique city we live in. This wonderful city of a big fire truck speeds down the street right then, obscuring what she was saying. Angela nods. True. Oh, that's like a gag from Hey Arnold, where I can't remember, there was some secret that every time somebody tried to say it, like a noise would come by. Like one of them was a cow with a bell and like a whole bunch of noises, and like so you could never hear it. I thought that was so funny. Angela nods. True, true. Looks over towards the front school steps. Oh, look, it's that mega loser Catalano. Why does she think he's a loser now? Isn't she like in love with him or something? How could he refuse my pussy? Oh, okay, I guess he rejected her or something, and now she's shading him. Was this something that happened in the show? I don't fucking recall. Oh, look, it's that mega loser Catalano. Ugh, how could he refuse my pussy? Turns back to Rayanne. Whatever, I'm so over that little grease monkey. I don't know how you ever banged him. Rayanne nods. Amen to that, girl. I don't know how I did that crazy ass shit, 'cause he's hot. With his stupid pasty skin and them big ol' eyes, and that soft hair, and nice smell, and the gentle ways. Angela slaps her. Rayanne, hey, what was all that for? Angela, just make fun of who I tell you to, okay? Anyway, whatever. Keep on the DL, or he's gonna hear us and look over here. And for the record, I'm totally into another guy now. Rayanne, what guy? Angela, the one from classic lit class. That blonde guy. Kinda skinny, always wears a Hawaiian shirt. Rayanne, oh girl, I know the one. Both, hands together, dreamy sigh. It's funny when I'm not gonna say hit puberty, because you usually hit puberty when you're like around 11, something like that. But when I was 14 and I was hitting my stride of puberty, let's just say, and I started to cut my hair short, and I decided I wanted to look like a guy and everything like that. Because before that, I would always just wear eclectic clothes. I would just put all my clothes in a pile. I loved bright colors, and I would wear skirts, pants. I didn't give a fuck. I would wear little tube tops and crop tops, and then I would wear big baggy t-shirts. I didn't give a fuck. I just had a collection of clothes, and I was like, okay, I put them in a pile, and I'd be like, okay, it's your turn today. It was really important for me to give all the clothes like an equal chance at being worn. But then when I was 14, I decided, fuck all that shit. I'm gonna start actually like creating a look for myself, instead of just like, taking whatever for that day, And like so anyways, yeah, I started to wear like I started to just try to dress only mask. I still dressed up at times, but it was more like I thought it started to be more for like special occasions that I would dress up. And throughout the years I've gone back and forth and shit like that. But this was my first like voyage into masculinity and butch tomboyhood, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And Jordan's look, like his style of clothing in the show, was what I was basically copying. Because he used to wear, at least from what I remember, he used to wear like those layers, which now I know as being like pretty typical thing for like the grunge style. But I didn't understand that at the time. I didn't know that, I didn't know shit about that shit. I got into grunge like later, like in college. But I was just like, oh, what is this style where you wear like a t-shirt on the bottom, and then like there's like a long sleeve t-shirt at the very, you gotta live in a cold place first of all, but luckily I did because I'm from San Francisco. You gotta wear like a long sleeve t-shirt on the bottom, then you gotta wear a short sleeve t-shirt over, then you wear like a vest type of thing, or like a shirt with the sleeves cut off, like a button up that can be open, and then like another button up over that, like a little bigger, and then another button up over that, and you get them progressively like baggier and baggier. Anyways, whatever. The point is, I was copying Jordan's dress style. It kind of. I didn't dress exactly like him, but I was inspired by him. Oh shit, I'm already at 20 minutes. Anyways, his dress up in the show. And I remember he had like these like little silver rings. So I used to wear that shit too. I was just exploring my masculinity, okay? Anyways, let me cut this off and continue.